Hi everyone, my name is Ángel Salamanca,
And I'm Martín Eizaga.
and we are proud product owners of Open APIs at BBVA, New Digital Businesses. And today we wanted to give you a glimpse into the adventure of building the BBVA Open Platform. We only have half an hour, so we will be spending like 15 minutes telling you what are we working on, our challenges and our next steps, and another 15 minutes showing you real demos of our APIs.
If you have any questions, you could do so at the end of the speech, or you can just pass by our stall, which is the number 10 in front of the arena stage, okay?
Okay, so what does New Digital Businesses at BBVA does? Basically, our strategy is to build, buy, partner, or invest in companies. And here, the open platform plays a critical role. We are the glue between the fintech startups and BBVA. From the start of the project, we know we were heading towards the perfect storm for financial innovators and fintech startups to transform financial services. And these transformations, I believe, is based on two pillars. One, accessing customer information, and second, accessing banking core services. So regarding the customer information, we already have lots of companies offering screen scrapping tools to offer you that information, but we believe that's not the way to go. We believe that's not safe, both for our final customers and for the third parties that have to handle the username and passwords. So we believe in a Bva Connect model that we will explain a little bit further on. And besides, we have the PSD2 directive. I don't know if any of you are familiar with it, but it's coming in 2 years, and it will make banks open their information to third parties. Regarding the banking core services, we are not talking only about technology. We are also talking about compliance and regulatory risks and challenges. So it's just much more than technology. And the third highlight is that nearly all the information-driven companies are changing from a product approach to a platform approach. So these are the three ingredients that fintech needs. They need a platform that can connect to customer information and to banking core services. We believe that BBVA is in the best position to lead and to become the fully fledged financial service platform. And that's our vision, to become the trusted platform for financial innovators globally, both for end customers and for third-party providers. And to execute this vision, we have to take into account which business assets are we opening from the bank, information, services, and products, to whom, which are the developers, to which companies do we want to partner with, and what added value services these companies are offering to our final customers. And we want to become the trusted platform for financial innovators globally. This project started both in the US and in Spain with different approaches. In the US, we are leveraging on the fintech, more technology maturity of the startups that are over there. So what they really need is bank as a service, and they can build on top of that layers. And
it's more of a white labeled approach to the bank as a service.
Yeah, and in Spain we are leveraging on our market size, and that's why it makes sense to offer some of the services we are going to talk about. So we have the ingredients of this recipe, the APIs. We have the shop, our market, and that's what we call the API market. You can visit it at bvaapimarket.com. Now let's drill down into which products are currently available in our platform. So right now we have two different, very different kind of products. The one on the bottom left side is the PayStats API. This is a two-legged service. This means that the third party connects directly with BBVA without impacting in our customers. And these are aggregated and anonymized information from car purchases on offline point of sales. So we are offering demographic data. We will see afterwards in a demo. And the rest of the services are retail services. This means that they impact on our final customer. They all start with a BBVA Connect, very similar to what Facebook, LinkedIn, or Twitter do. where the user has to authenticate with his username and password, and then authorize the third party to access whatever information he wants the third party to access. So we have customer API. This gives you the basic profile information. It's important to highlight that we are a bank. Our customers have gone through our KYC process. They are real person, and that makes a difference with other platforms where you can create fake profiles. Here we know that there's a person at the other end with a mobile phone validated, their address, and their email. We've got the cards API that not only lists the cards and the card transactions, but it also gives you sensible data from the card, like the CVV and the PAN, with which you can even launch a payment. And
yeah, the cards API is, because it's a sensible transaction, it's also protected with a second factor of authentication, just to give another security layer to it. Another product that we offer is the Accounts API, which basically retrieves the list of accounts and the balance and transactions from the customer's account. We do have historic information back from 2007, so you could have, with the customer's authorization, you could have almost his life in transaction history. Next API would be the Payments API. That this allows any kind of book transfer, domestic transfer, international payments, both in SEPA countries and in no SEPA countries. You are able to schedule a future transaction or even a periodic one. And also one service that we've just included is the mobile cash that allows to send cash to any mobile terminal, whether that terminal is in the hands of a BBVA customer or not, in any BBVA ATM. So next API, next service that we offer is the Loans API, which basically allows to check if the customer holds with us a pre-approved loan. So that's a pre-approved finance product that is short-term and a low amount, but we're thinking on enhancing this service. Last but not least is what we call the Instant Notifications API. Basically, it's a subscription API that allows the third party to subscribe to any event within the daily operative of a BBVA customer in order to receive online notification when that transaction happens. So this gives us a huge potential of webhooks and notifications to the third party that could use this raw material and as an alert to forward to their user, which is our customer, or build on top of that any value-added service that they can imagine. So our developer portal has a more functional side where all the description of the service are and the landings that explain briefly not only the description of the functionality, but also some use cases, some real use cases that we've encountered. And the other side is the more technical part of it, which includes, of course, the RAML and the technical documentations for the third-party developers to integrate. There's also a test console that they can use for their integration tests. And in here you could see a summary of our funnel, a summary of our onboarding process that starts with unlimited and free access to our sandbox environment that is, gives access to all the services, but with fake data, with dummy data. Next step, if you're happy with the technical integration that you've performed in the sandbox environment, you could request the access to basic data, which is real data, but with limited conditions in the number of calls or the number of end customers that you could impact. For that, you need to go through a due diligence process. It's nothing much. It's just some legal documentation about your company and some risk assessment questions. Next step would be to go full. That means a commercial minimum viable product with an agreement between BBVA and the third party. Okay, and we've been live for the last year. We've run a friends and family pilot, and we've been participating happily with more than 880 startups and developers. This is just roughly summary of it, but during this phase, what we have done is basically learn and improve our product, both the documentation and the technical side of it. Okay.
Not only the product, but also the backlog of our next releases.
Okay, so what are we already working on? What's our roadmap? We want to improve all our API types, including the aggregated data. We are going to include not only the BBVA cards, but also any card transaction performed in our points of sales, in our PDQs. We're going to enhance the retail APIs with loans and digital onboarding. And this is something else new that we are working and will be delivered by the end of the year. Some new services oriented to the business and large corporates and customers, including transfers, account information, Forex, etc., etc. This is oriented more to maybe ERP's integration or something in those lines.
Okay, so now we would like to show you some of the demos. So if you can play video number 1. First, we are going to see Can I have audio? Yeah. First, we are going to see the Bva Connect process. This is what I was talking about, the username and the password the customer is already familiar with. These screens are BBVA environment, so the third party doesn't access to that data. Then the authorization of some of the scopes. The first time the customer has to sign up the BBVA Connect service. And once he's signed up, the third party gets the information the customer wants him to get. We have some information that's sensible, for example, the address or the mobile phone, which is protected by a second factor authorization. This is a one-time password sent to the mobile phone of the customer. And this is an example. This is a sandbox environment, that's why the data is not real. Then we can see the accounts API. The accounts API show the active accounts from the customer, and you can check the account's detail, in this case the IBAN and the account number, browse the account transactions. Here it's important the work done by our teams of categorization of every transaction. And we can also show you the transfer and the transfer orders that this customer has. In this case, he doesn't have any transfer orders or any transfers, so we are going to first I will show you the cards API, and then we are going to send some money. The cards API, again, shows you the active cards. You can see the card details, and because, again, this is a sensible information, it's protected with second factor. And you can see the PAN, the CVV, and the due date. So you can make a payment in a non-3D secure point of sale. And the send money function has to start with an account at BBVA, and then you can choose whether you want to show a SEPA transfer or non-SEPA. This is just the front-end implementation. What's really valuable is the service underneath. The amount to transfer, when do we want to make this transfer? It can be, as Martin explained, a periodic payment or a unique payment. We can include a description. And this is it. To confirm the operation, we will have another second factor because we are moving real money here. And that's it. The transfer is sent, and in the accounts we will immediately see the movement, the transaction. There you go. And it will also be in the transfer list. Okay, so this is a demo app that includes all the services. And now I would like to show you the video number 2, which is an integration of the PayStats API we talked about, this aggregation data from car purchases. Our colleagues at 4&Go have done a great job, and they've already published an app which is available in the app markets called Chances. So if you can put video number 2, yeah. So this app addresses the problem of an entrepreneur wanting to know which is the best place to put his shop. So he can browse through all the merchant categories, select a street, a zip code, or a tile, and ask for information. In this case, he's asking for Bva, and I think it was a restaurant, yep. So the app starts checking, and the first thing they offer is a competitive landscape based on, I believe, Google Places and Foursquare. And then they start using our APIs to show you the average age of your customers. These are customers that have made transactions around Gambia. This is the origin zip code. This is very important for advertisers to know where the people that transact in your shop are from. And they can also offer other demographic data and also some peaks and valleys of the transactions. I recommend you to download this app. It's available on the markets, and it's done by 4&Go. Now we want to show you another example, video number 3. You want to go ahead?
So in order to illustrate the notifications, we created a demo app as well. This is basically registering the user in the demo app. Of course, it has to go through the customer authentication process. The end customer has to authorize the third party to receive notifications. So basically inputting his credentials, he gives access to a particular scope, in this case the card transactions notifications. In here we have a dashboard that shows that no transaction has been done yet, okay? And these scopes can be managed by the end customer. He can reject or revoke those scopes, those permissions, delete the subscription in order for the notifications to stop. Okay, going back to the demo, we're going to create a subscription to this event. In this case, it's the banking card purchase event. So whenever a card purchase is performed, which we are going to illustrate, this is real production. This is a 1+3 website, which we are fan of, my colleague and myself. And we're going to buy a cover for our brand new 1+3 mobile. So whenever this purchase is performed, the third-party app will receive a notification with all the data of this purchase. As I said before, this is just an event. I mean, we are improving our events catalog, and just imagination is the limit. Well, I had to go through PayPal, sorry, but in order to buy this, I had to use my PayPal account in order to do a production purchase. Okay, so it brings us back to the OnePlus website. It confirms that I already bought the cover for my phone. Okay, now this is what the third-party developer receives, and in here the JSON with all the information regarding the merchant, the categorization of the particular merchant, all the amount and data of that purchase. Okay.
It's important to highlight that this gives you real-time information when you need it. I mean, normally other solutions can offer you like screen scrappers, go through some batch processes at night and offer you time with T+1, T+2 information. Here you have real information. The moment the guy, or in this case me, bought the cover, his application got notified. And the application can decide what to do with that. It can wait until he gets some limit and then send a push notification. But the approach is totally different. From a pull perspective to a push perspective, that you receive the information whenever there's information, because sometimes you are receiving reports and there's no change in the account. This way, whenever there's a change, you can be notified.
Yeah, this is where we think the value is. I mean, the early bird gets the worm. Okay, could you play last video? We're not going to bore you with more videos, but we didn't trust the logistics and the connection, so we had to record them today. This is a real integration with a bot performed by our technological partners at Bva. What they are doing is actually integrating the customer API, so to identify the customer. And now it's asking, okay, what do you want to do? Okay, I want to buy a new iPhone. But before I buy the iPhone, I want to know more about the product, the model, so I have to go through the specs. This is real integration. Which one I'm going to choose? The golden or the pink one? Where can I find it cheaper? Oh, in this case, it's the Corte Inglés, unbelievable. So this is going to be integrated with the cards API, and it's going to launch the card transaction to actually buy the iPhone. Okay? As we said, it's protected with a second factor of authentication. So once we enter the OTP, the authentication is correct, and the bot knows where to send the iPhone to, because they do have my address through the customer API. That's it. Cool, huh? Okay, guys. Just once again, we didn't have much time for questions. Here's your time until we finish our half an hour. So if you do have any questions, we'll be happy to answer them.
Okay, someone has a question?
Don't be shy.
Come on. No? Are you sure?
Do the transactions have any limit with the amount of the transfer?
The limits we set is the same limits that we use in our online banking systems, because we wanted to create a seamless experience also for the end customer, as well when he's transacting in a third-party app. Obviously, the third-party app could, parameterize these limits and reduce maybe the amount that is permitted in transaction. But answering basically to your question, the same as the online banking.
Thank you.
Each transaction has different limits depending on the type of transaction. It's not the same an international payment or an ACH.
Good. Someone else? Yeah.
Good work, guys. Excellent work. You've been doing a very good job. You seem to be aggregating a lot of data with this project. Are you able to hear me or no? Okay.
I am. I don't need a mic.
It's okay? Can you hear me now? A little bit more? Really? Okay, that's pretty high quality then. You seem to be aggregating quite a bit of data with all of this transactions and everything, whether it's consumer-based, product-based. Who do you plan on distributing this data to? Who do you plan on distributing this data to? Is it all going to stay in Spain with Sabadell? Or do you have partnership with banks all over the world? Because this is critical information.
Question. Right now, as we told you, we have a huge market share here in Spain, so it makes sense to have this kind of APIs in Spain. We've been, during the Friends and Family, companies from all over the world that want to start in the Spain market are coming for this kind of data and services. And our strategy is to expand to every place where the bank has footprint. So potentially we will be able to conquer the world, but baby steps first.
And each API has its own target customer in the end. What we have done, and still want to keep it that way, is get to know better who we are partnering with. Not anyone was accepted during this friends and family. Not everyone that we do not feel comfortable with, that they're gonna treat our customer the same way we would like to treat our customers, will go through the due diligence process. That's part of the risk assessment that we perform.
Okay, thank you. Someone else? Well, if no one else has a question, we still have 5 minutes. Thank you very much. Please give a round of applause.